Doing good, doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We watched that game last night. How big a performance was that for Dustin May coming off? You know, you had the three prior starters struggling and Crochet with a game that we haven't really seen very often. How important was it for Dustin May and his energy to step up for you guys?
No, it was very important for all of us. We needed before the game. I was telling Bales that we needed 100 pitches regardless, and he did that and more. Right, gave us 6 strong innings, threw a lot of strikes, was under control the whole night against a tough lineup, and now we're in a better place tonight, bullpen wise. We were able to reset a few guys, and we're ready.
Alex, the anomalous, unbelievable stats for Roman Anthony continue to pile up on an almost game-by-game basis. Last night, the 4 walks, the 4 runs, the home run. And there's been a little bit of a power surge lately with him matching his season-long total in home runs just over the last 2 nights. So I wanted to ask, has there been any sort of adjustment or focus on him trying to up the power game, if you will, with his swing and his plate appearances?
I think it's just the evolution of the player, right? And with him, everything is fast, right? And except he's a bat. He slows down everything. I'm very impressed. Just the way he controls the strike zone is something that when you start looking around the league, Juan Soto, he does that. He did it from the get-go with the Nationals, and that's what Roman is doing. And then he's doing an outstanding job as a leadoff guy. Those 2 on top of the lineup, you got to throw it over the plate to get them out. That's the reality of it. And you're into a tough matchup right away, and the pitch counts get up. But going back to Roman, very impressed. He was hitting a lot of ground balls, but even his ground balls are different than the others, right? He hits them hard, and they go through the infield. And now he's hitting the ball in the air, which is awesome, because now he's going to start hitting extra bases, and it's just fun to watch.
Alex, Bregman goes back to Houston, and he's just hitting dingers and getting booed, and it looks like he's enjoying every minute of it. The profile of him, does it kind of fit perfectly for what you want in a player here in Boston with the pressure of playing in this ballpark up here at Fenway? Just the way he's handled his reunion there in Houston, it's probably no surprise to you, but is that something that you've always seen in him, just his ability to kind of step up in these high pressure moments and deliver like that?
Yeah, he's able to separate everything from the game. At 7:05, he's ready. Even before that, he's the first one running down the line, getting ready for the game. It's just different. He's a different player. And if I was a gambling man, I would have put some money that he was going to have a great week here in Houston, because that's who he is. And he's enjoying it. One thing I told him before the first game here, I say, hey, man, I know you're locked in. I know you want to, win every game here, but enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. You earned the right to enjoy this week. The fans were great early on, and right away they switch, and which is awesome. That's what fan bases do, right? And yesterday he doubled to right field out of the ballpark, playing good defense, just leading the team, and this is a guy we envisioned, and there was a reason we wanted him. And it was to play good third base and obviously put good at bats. But what he's doing for the culture of the team is amazing. And I was telling somebody a few days ago, if you think about it, in his career, he's played meaningful games his whole career, right? And it's getting fun with us. We're in the mix of the division and the Walker and all that, and having a guy like him in our lineup, in our clubhouse, means a lot.
Red Sox manager Alex Cora with us here on WEEI Afternoons. Alex, there has been an influx of criticisms or stories about how you guys are handling your scouting of opposing pitchers and what they are throwing. There was the iPad thing in San Diego, Kyle Hudson in Houston, here at Fenway Park, and now Tarek Skubal questioning where your base coaches stand. What is your reaction to all this?
Scooble talk about that? He talk about us?
Yeah, he didn't. He doesn't think your coaches at first and third stand in the coaches' boxes.
But we haven't played them in a while. Well, their third base coach doesn't stand in the third base coach either. He's my brother. But whatever. No, man, it's you prepare, and that's the way it works in big leagues. Everybody's working. Everybody's trying to gain an edge. This is not 2017 Houston Astros. You know, we did what we did, and one thing for sure, I'm gonna have that dark cloud over me my whole life, and you know, we messed up big, and some of us pay the price, right? And I can live with that. But you know, the league is on top of stuff. You know, the iPad stuff. Everybody has their information. As long as we work, and everything goes through the league, so there's no worries, man. We're just trying to gain advantage, you know, and take advantage of situations that happens on the field. And you know, like we always said, you know, we have to be on top of our guys too, you know, because our guys, some of them have tipped throughout the years, and we have to clean them up, and we have to do our diligence to stay on top of everything. If you don't do that at this level, you're not going to be successful.
Alex, do you think it's because of the dark cloud from years ago, or do you think it's is there something else that would lead people to scrutinize you or the organization further, let's say, than maybe other prominent franchises like the Red Sox?
I think they talk about the Yankees, a month ago, right? Like they were giving signals from second base. So, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's trying to gain an edge, and, you know, if it's the dark cloud, so be it, you know. I mean, it is what it is. I have to live with that, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. There's people that are afraid to talk about that, but I haven't been afraid to talk about what we did and how big of a mistake we made in 17, and, you know, it is what it is. You know, I would love to take it back, but it's not possible, right? We have to continue and keep growing. And, you know, when they ask questions, I have answers. And, you know, I got a family that, you know, suffered through that, and he's suffering through it still, you know, and that's how it is. You know, I don't get defensive about it. So, you know, if they think it's because of that, if people are talking about it because of that, so be it.
Alex, we'll take a right turn here. Last week you mentioned, you know, there was a couple of issues with putting down bunts, and the way the profile of your team's kind of made up, it's just an athletic team, and you would think more small ball would be in play, and it feels like it sounded like you agreed when you were talking to Will Fleming. Have you been working on that? That was something that you were going to be, you said you're going to start putting more work in. Is that something that you're focusing on now more?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about small ball and trying to move runners over, but what are we doing as a coaching staff to be better? And obviously the roster is different than 3 days ago when we had Hamilton, but there's something that we're going to attack. You know, we're on the road right now. It's a little bit hard, you know, for early work, but we'll start doing it at home. I think we've done a much better job running the bases the last month and a half. We've been playing better defense, but you know, with the personnel that we have, and I think the pitching staff that we have, having that lead after the fifth inning, you see the record is very important. And when we have certain situations with certain guys, we will do it, but we have to, you know, just practice a little bit more that aspect and talk a little bit more, and hopefully we can be better at it.
Alex, Jordan Hicks has had some issues with command, and I know the other day he told the Boston Globe that pitch selection, him being on the same page with the catcher and maybe going with what the catcher calls instead of what he would prefer to throw, is an issue. Is that an issue for him right now, and how do you get him turned around?
No, I think he pitched well in San Diego, the 2 innings that he did, and then he hung a slider to Urias. But, you know, we'll keep working with him. He'll keep working with us, and he's very important for us. As you can see right now, in our roster, we got a lot of lefties in the bullpen. We got Whitlock, we got Weiser and Hicksy, you know, from the right side. So he's very important. His stuff is really good. I do believe the San Diego outing was amazing, and here he wasn't that bad. So you know, a frustrated player just, you know, after a game, you know, just said that. But, you know, we talked to him. We'll keep working, and we'll get it straight out.
Impressive effort last night from May. Big start tonight for Buehler as they sort of jockey for the 4 or 5 spots in the rotation. But as we head into the final quarter of the season, Alex? Any discussions or conversations about possibly Harrison or Tolley getting a call up for the home stretch?
We've been talking about a lot of stuff. Obviously, we still got hopefully 2.5 months of baseball, right, in Boston, and whatever we feel that is going to make us better, we'll try to do it. But as of right now, we feel good where we at. Made yesterday, Bueller, the last one was amazing. So just go out there and compete and see what the future holds.
Just sort of a follow-up on that pitch selection idea. I think it was Lou last night in the broadcast said when you guys acquired May, you thought maybe his cutter could be a weapon. We have Hicks talking about his pitch selection. What's that process like when guys join the team mid-season and kind of have their stuff and their way they've been doing things and then try to blend in what Andrew Bailey and the organization wants them to do?
Yeah, they have a big meeting. We have a big meeting when the player comes in, and we got the pitching club, quote unquote, right? Tech is there, and Bales, Devin Rose. We have our analysts, and we go over pitch usage in the past and how we see it. Sometimes we don't even change it, right? But we make suggestions based on their profile, and we go from there, and we show them the why we think is going to work, and the pitcher, of course, has an input, and he'll tell us what he's gone through, not only with the last organization, but if he pitched for others, their thought process, how they were thinking, why the pitch mix was this and now is different compared to 2 years ago, and then we go to attack. That's the way it works.
All right, before we let you go, we saw that Marcelo Meyer did some baseball activities. Are you optimistic where that might go?
We're far away from that, from getting him in on field, but I think he's taking the right steps, and the fact that he wants it bad, man, and hopefully we can get him back.
All right, Alex, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.